Do you know why there was once a rumor that Cain not only did not die in the Great Flood, but actually challenged the judgment that was supposed to erase every trace of him? Most people only know that Cain was the first man in human history to be cursed, but almost no one has really stopped to ask, if even someone like him did not die in the flood, then what exactly did that judgment wipe away? According to the rumor, before the flood had fully swallowed the world, Cain had already sensed that destruction was coming. Once the gates of heaven were opened, many things from the old world would be buried with it, and he was exactly the one who should never have been left behind. But at that same moment, even darker secrets began to become tied to him. Those beings before the flood who did not belong to ordinary humanity already knew that judgment was coming. So while the people outside were still living in numbness, they had already prepared a hiding place deep in the mountains. No light, no exit, like a tomb reserved for the last remnants of the old world. So when the rain began to fall, the deep split open, and the whole world was slowly swallowed by water. Noah and his family drifted inside the ark, while Cain had already gone deep into that darkness no one could reach. The flood covered the plains, covered the cities, and buried those who had once been loud, violent, and untouchable. But Cain may have escaped the destruction that should have been his. Even more terrifying, some say that when the floodwaters receded and Cain stepped out of the darkness, he was no longer the same Cain. It was as if he had been completely soaked through by the final corruption of the old world, becoming a living shadow left behind by time itself. He watched cities rise again from the land after the flood, watched generation after generation multiply, fight, and decay, and watched the shadow of the old world slowly mix itself into the new age. So the part of this rumor that truly sends a chill down your spine was never whether Cain survived the flood. It is that if he really did survive, then perhaps that judgment destroyed only the outer shell of the old world, while the oldest rebellion was never truly wiped away. Maybe that is why, even today, Cain's name keeps rising out of the darkness again and again. Because the most terrifying thing about some things is never that they once existed, but that they may have never really left. And if you also think the most frightening part of some ancient stories was never the few lines actually written in scripture, but the traces that were never explained and never fully disappeared, then type Cain in the comments and share this video with a friend who loves biblical mystery topics the most.